Hello and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. Last time we went to Emmy's track meet and we got in trouble because we weren't taking our medicine.
Strange that it feels so natural for me to go up to the roof these days. I never would have done such a thing at my old school. In those days, I liked to eat alone. No, that's not quite the truth. That's not quite true. Though I like to sit alone, I also like to watch people. I always figured that there was the sort of person that was the sort of person I was, but it appears I was wrong. Then again, I also thought I was the sort of person who had a normal heart, so there you have it. I don't know myself that well. You're young, and that's your fault. Now I'm on the roof so that I can have lunch with a couple of people. And they are both girls, which is even stranger. It doesn't have to be. You can not be weird about it. Oddly enough, I feel closer to Emmy and Ren than I've felt to anyone at my old school. Somehow I get the feeling they'd at least visit me if I wound up in the hospital. I mean, there are people at your school who visited you, but you're being a little poopy. I focus on the view from the roof, banishing such thoughts from my head. There's a light breeze blowing and the sun is shining high in the sky. The sky itself is a deep blue with hardly a cloud in it. It's gotten pleasantly warm and as I sit down to wait for my friends, I close my eyes and enjoy the feeling of the sun seeping into my skin. Okay. Voices intrude upon the edge of hearing.
Seems to have fallen asleep on us, Rin.
He's faking to lull us into a false sense of security.
Why would he do that?
No idea.
Still, you make a good point. We should kick him or something to make sure he's really asleep.
Huh? What? Emmy looms over me like only a short girl can, peering at me intently.
Oh, you're awake. I guess we don't have to kick you then.
Was it part of your master plan? What are you talking about? Emmy shrugs, her twin tails bouncing with the motion.
I'm not sure either. You must be pretty tired to fall asleep out here. Although it's pretty comfortable, I suppose.
She plops down next to me and begins to eat. Ren sits opposite from the two of us, a move which only makes me more aware of the girl sitting next to me. If I didn't know any better, I'd swear Ren did it on purpose. I concentrate on my food, trying to tune out the majority of the conversation that Ren and Emmy are having. Despite my best efforts, however, I still find myself glancing over at Emmy whenever she speaks. I notice how she purses her lips when she's thinking about something, squinting slightly as if that would improve her thinking ability. Ren says something that makes Emmy laugh, and I notice, perhaps for the first time, how she laughs with her whole body rocking back and forth, head thrown back, and almost like she's about to fall over. I probably look like a creep. It's about this time I realize Emmy looking at me, her voice raised slightly, so she's probably just asked me a question. Huh, sorry, I kinda zoned out for a moment there. Emmy rolls her eyes while a slight quirk of the eyebrow is the only sign that Ren's even paying attention.
I said, did you get a career survey in your class too? You know, one of those what do you want to do after high school things?
I don't think so. Maybe we'll get one tomorrow.
What are you going to put down?
That's a really good question. I guess I always figured I'd go to college after high school, but I've no idea what I'd do once I got there. And with the heart attack and all, I'd really been concentrating on each day as it came rather than making long-term plans. I suppose I can safely start planning ahead again. I've always liked having at least a vague plan for my future, so it'll be nice to come up with one again. Of course, that doesn't change the fact that right now I've got absolutely no clue. I've always kind of assumed I'd figure it out in college, or that or just become a salary man. That's pretty popular. But do I really want to? That's a rough question. I guess I don't really want to do anything.
You don't sound very excited about that one, do you?
She laughs as she says this, and I'm caught up in her laugh again. It's so girlish, high and giggly like a, well, pardon the cliche, like a babbling brook. Babbling brooks do not sound high and giggly. It bubbles out of her, starting in her belly and working its way up her throat. I can't help but laugh myself. It's infectious. Yeah, I guess I'm pretty unhappy with the salaryman idea. But to be honest, I haven't given much thought to the future recently. I suppose that these days I've been more concerned with living one day at a time. Amy considers this for a moment and grins.
That's a pretty good idea, Hisao. I just wrote down pirate.
I'm momentarily stunned and then I start laughing. I stop myself and manage to gasp out a question. You're not actually serious, are you? Emmy looks mock offended.
Well, I've got the legs for it, so I kind of figured.
Even Rin seems amused by this. Whoops.
Just you wait. I'll be the terror of the high seas. I'll show you all. I've even started working on my pirate voice.
She suddenly springs up and begins swaggering up and down the rooftop shouting orders.
Yar me hearties, give 'em a broadside with the long guns. We'll wear their guts for garters.
Do you even know what that means? Rin's unexpected interruption stops Emmy in her tracks.
Not really. But it's all in the delivery.
The ringing of the bell prevents her from demonstrating her point further. Emmy dashes off immediately, leaving Rin and myself alone on the roof. Rin stares at me intently for a few moments. Is there something wrong? Rin considers this question closely for a moment. After a lengthy pause, she shakes her head. No. Oh, why are you staring then? Rin shakes her head again. I don't get it. Get what? The staring thing. You two seem to, but I don't. Great, she saw me staring. Now she probably thinks I'm a pervert or something. Actually, probably not. This is Rin we're talking about after all. Still, I feel the need to defend myself. I wasn't staring, I was just tired. Rin actually snorts at this, but she doesn't say anything. No, really, I was just distracted is all. Eager to end this conversation, I head back down to class. Uh-oh, I'm being attacked? I'm greeted by the twin specters of Shizune and Misha looking like they mean business. Shizune looks like she means business anyway. Misha just looks like she's about to start laughing at any minute.
Up on the roof again, Hee-chan? You know that's dangerous, don't you? That's right. The school cannot be held responsible for any injury that comes from being up there, you know. Furthermore, we could report you for breaking the rules.
Misha leans in and whispers conspiratorially.
But we won't, Hee-chan. You three are cute together.
She straightens up again, laughing at my sudden blush.
You're too easy to tease, Hee-chan.
Hey, come on. I'm still new here, sort of. Isn't it mean to pick on the newcomer like this?
Nope. It's to help you get acclimated to your new surroundings.
Ah, I see. Well, do you have to be so overzealous about it?
Yep. That aside, Hee-chan, we were looking for you this morning, but you weren't in your room.
Of course I wasn't. I was out for my morning exercise or here in class bright and early. Unlike you. Shizune looks peeved, and a beat later so does Misha, or she tries to at any rate.
That was because of student council business. You should be grateful that we worked so hard for you.
Oh, I am. So what did you need from me for? Not another attempt to rope me in to do their dirty work, I hope.
We had to give you something, but since you weren't around, we dropped it off in your room.
Something? Like what?
Oh, you'll find out when you get back, Hee-chan.
Uto entering the room ends our conversation, and we all head to our seats. It's only after I settle down at my desk and the teacher start talking about something or other that something odd strikes me. What did Rin mean, you too seem to? Was Emmy staring at something too? For a brief moment, I considered the possibility that Emmy was staring at me the way I was staring at her. Of course, that's ridiculous. How could that possibly be true? Still, I can't deny that I wouldn't mind if it were true. But it's best not to think of that. No need to get my hopes up. Come to think of it, when did I start having hopes like that anyway? I shake my head in an attempt to clear it and focus on the lesson. After class, I make my way to my room. Uto really piled on the homework today. Bruh. Before I can open my door, I am suddenly intercepted by Kenji, who has just exploded out of his room in a flurry of papers. Hey, we need to talk. Oh, these rooftop shenanigans of yours, man. They gotta stop. What? You're running around on the rooftops with the limbless wonders. They're women, man. You'll get yourself killed running around like that. The only time I've ever had dangers on the roof is whenever I went on the roof with you, so maybe you should shut the hell up and let me do what I want. I don't follow. Kenji sighs and adjusts his glasses before what could be understood as an attempt at explaining himself patiently. Look, we're friends, so I'm telling you this for your own good. But if I were going to kill someone, I'd do it by throwing them off the roof and making it look like an accident. He killed me on purpose! And if I've thought of it, you can be sure they've thought of it too. They're crafty, almost as crafty as I am, but I'm the craftiest because I'm the man with the penis. I see. Good. I'm glad we had this chat. Loan me 500 yen. I'm sorry? I need to get a drink, man. All this yelling at you for dumb nonsense made me thirsty. I've been inside all day and the tap water's been compromised, as I'm sure you know. So I need to stock up on something canned, got it? But to do that, I need 500 yen. Since I've just saved your life with my timely advice, you can at least spare me 500 yen. You know, if it'll make him go away, 500 yen is a bargain. I hand the money over to Kenji, who nods and thanks and dashes off down the hallway, but not before he locks his door. What an exhausting person. I'd better go, in case he changes his mind. Hmm? As I close the door, my heel taps against something on the floor. It's a brightly colored rectangle of paper. This must be the something Misha mentioned before. Probably a student council leaflet she slid under the door. However, when I pick it up, I find I couldn't have been more wrong. Someone actually wrote me an old-fashioned handwritten paper letter. Who bothers doing something like that in this day and age anyway? Yet, as unlikely as the prospect of receiving one sounds, this is definitely a letter I have in my hands. I was planning on finishing my homework, getting some dinner, and going to bed in order to get ready for tomorrow morning's run. However, the letter has naturally caught my interest. I sit at my desk and examine it properly. It's the first piece of mail I've received here at Yamaku, so it'd feel special even if it wasn't something as rare as a handwritten letter. What causes me even more trepidation is the name of the sender, written neatly on the back of the envelope. Iwanako. I have no idea why she would write to me. I haven't been in contact with anyone from my old school since I transferred, and Iwanako was the last person I'd expect to want to write me a letter. The last time I saw Iwanako was terribly awkward, embarrassingly so. She came to my hospital room, peeled me an apple out of courtesy, and then we practically sat in silence for half an hour. She said goodbye and didn't look me in the eye when she closed the door. It might have been a natural end to the series of visits that were probably pretty painful for both of us. Every time she visited me in the hospital, I wanted to talk to her, but something stopped me every time. Every time that I didn't speak made the next time even harder. She looked guilty that I didn't want to say anything that might upset her, and I never could figure out the right words to say. I think Iwanako blamed herself for my heart attack. That's ridiculous, of course, but knowing it and believing it are two different things. I told her that it wasn't her fault. She nodded, and I really think she understood that if it hadn't been that, then sooner or later something else would have made my heart give out. Yet she looked so hopelessly sad every time she opened that door and entered my room. So I never managed to say the things I wanted to say. In the end, that might have hurt her even more. Carefully, I open the envelope and draw out the folded letter from within. Dear Hisao, how are you? I hope you are well and happy at your new school. Everyone here misses you. Almost all of our second year class got put together in class 3-1 for the final year, so we are pretty comfortable right now, right from the beginning of the year. I'm sure you would have been assigned to this class as well. The mood among the third years seems to be very anxious about the final exams, even though they are so far away. Teachers are badgering us about it all the time, even old Mr. Tachibana, who is, by the way, our homeroom teacher this year. Would you believe it? I was sure that he'd retire after our second year, but here he is, nagging everyone about studying for exams. I think things like that are the main reason why the mood among the third years is so nervous. I must admit that I'm somehow losing confidence in myself as well, even though I've always fared reasonably well in exams. It's so weird to think that we're already seniors, isn't it? Time has really flown past. I wonder where it went. The new first year seems so young and somehow really innocent. I keep wondering if I was like them in my first year. I've been feeling nostalgic like this for the whole first trimester. There are other things I want to say. I'm writing to you because I felt that there are things I should have said after the incident back in winter. I really regret that I wasn't able to say them in person, and I have no excuse for it. Yeah, I think I've had quite enough of this. Crumple up the sheet of paper and toss it across the room. My aim is off, so the letter rolls under my nightstand instead of going into the wastebasket. That was an apology for abandoning me, except I don't know that I really need it anymore at this point. The hospital seems like a lifetime ago, and here now, I've got other things on my mind. Emmy, for starters. It wasn't great to be abandoned during my stay, but it's not something I worried about anymore. In fact, I hadn't even thought about the hospital in what feels like forever until this letter came in. It's almost annoying to have received it. I've got exams to study for myself. I have no time for the past. Now, about that homework.
I must savor my every boo boo boo, or else, I might not have them anymore.
So, what's the plan for today anyway? I'm waiting patiently in the hallway of the girls' dormitory just outside of Emmy and Ren's room. Emmy is apparently helping Rin with getting dressed. I suppose that makes perfect sense, as I have no idea how Rin would get dressed otherwise.
Picnic!
Picnic?
That's what I said.
Sounds pretty exciting.
I know, right?
Rin uses this moment to make an observation. The sky seems threatening today. Actually, I noticed that too on my way over. Despite the sunshine of the early morning, the afternoon seems to have taken a turn for the gloomy. There's a heaviness in the air as well that usually heralds a rainstorm. I wonder if I should have brought my umbrella. She's got a point. Emmy, you sure that you still want to risk getting caught in the rain? I don't even know why I'm bothered asking. Emmy pops out of Reen's room into the hallway, looking shocked that I'd even suggest canceling our plans.
Of course! What, the threat of rain's supposed to stop me?
I can't help but grin at her belligerent response. It's almost like she's daring the rain to come. If Mother Nature were walking down the street, I think Emmy would probably start a fight with her. Or at least challenge her to a race. In fact, Emmy seems almost aggressively cheerful today. Reen wanders out into the hallway looking her usual self. Well then, are we all ready to go?
I'm ready.
Rin nods and says a single word. Basket. Beg pardon? The basket in Emmy's room. You should carry it. Emmy claps a hand to her mouth, embarrassed.
Oh my gosh, I almost forgot all about it. Nice save, Ren.
Emmy departs into her room and emerges with what looks like a very large, well-stocked picnic basket. As she hands it over to me, I note that it feels heavy enough to be one too. Good lord, how much food did she pack? More to the point, where'd she get the money for all this? So are we set to head out?
Yep.
Rin gives another nod and we head out of the dormitory. I can't help but frown when I notice how gray the sky has gotten in 10 minutes I was outside. Still, Emmy does not seem concerned by such petty concerns as the color of the sky. She's positively skipping as we walk. Which reminds me, where are we going? This brings Emmy up short and she shoots me an embarrassed look.
You know, I hadn't really thought of that. What do you think, Hisao?
Well, that's the spot where, there's the spot that we ate during the festival, but it might be nice to leave the campus for a while. However, I'm not sure if there's any good places to do that in town. Just as I'm about to open my mouth, Rin unexpectedly interjects with a suggestion. There's a park in town near the art shop.
Great idea, Rin. I totally forgot about that place.
Crisis averted. Do you know how to get there, Rin? Rin shrugs. It's pretty likely.
Good enough for me.
I'd prefer knowing for sure, but what the hell. Lead on, Rin. The three of us quickly make our way off campus and take the road down into town. This basket's a bit heavy. I hope that the park is close by. We pass the art supply store, Rin slowing her pace slightly as we go by. Emmy notices Rin's change of pace and stops.
You wanna go in?
Rin shrugs. Nothing I need.
Are you sure?
There's the slightest flutter of a smile on Rin's face, quickly replaced with her usual expression. Life's uncertain, but on this at least I'm pretty sure. Nice of you to offer.
Well, it's not like I'm the one carrying the basket. But I'll bet Hisao wouldn't have minded anyway, right?
Oh, of course not. This is hardly a heavy load. I flex for emphasis. Oh, wow. So impressed, Hisao. Big strong man. Emmy stifles a snort of laughter by pointing to the park at which we've suddenly arrived.
Oh, I remember this place. I ran into you here that one time, didn't I, Rin?
Rin's eyebrow raises slightly. Maybe. I'm unwilling to say for certain one way or the other. Memory's a tricky thing, you know. Well, I'll be. We made it in one piece after all. The sun's still nowhere to be seen, but neither Emmy nor Rin seem to mind. Picnic time. That basket looks very small. We find a spot to sit on the grass, and I set the basket down gratefully. There's a surprising amount of food prepared. Maybe we were supposed to be joined by some of Emmy's teammates or something.
I'm starving. Dig in.
She attacks the food as if she's had nothing to eat for years. Oh. I'm just reaching for the food myself when I feel the first drop of rain land on the back of my hand. Uh-oh. Looks like the weather's not going to cooperate with us after all. Emmy glares at the sky if that alone will hold back the rain. I very nearly believe she can do it. It's one heck of a glare.
It had better cooperate. You hear me, Sky? You stop that raining right this instant.
The sky doesn't seem inclined to listen to her, despite the commanding tone she's taken with it. Instead, the rain seems to increase. Rin wrinkles her nose in distaste at this turn of events. Regrettable.
What do you mean?
Rin shrugs. I could paint this if I weren't out here. Shame to miss it, is all. She doesn't seem angry or annoyed about it, just a little disappointed. Emmy laughs in response to Rin's comment.
Guess we should have stopped by that art supply store after all, huh?
The rain increases a little more, offended that we haven't fled yet. Despite the warm temperature we've been enjoying, the rain is rather cold. I wish I'd brought my umbrella. Hey, we should probably head inside to keep dry.
We're already pretty wet, Hisao. Wink.
Yeah, but we can dry off this way and maybe wait out the storm. You don't want to catch a cold or anything, do you? Emmy considers this for a moment. I can tell that part of her wants to stay out in the rain, just to spite the weather. Unfortunately for her, the weather hardly cares about what we do.
I suppose you're right. Where could we go?
I don't have an answer for her. The area is still pretty new to me. Though I guess I'm slowly getting used to the school itself, the surrounding town remains a mystery. All I know is the art supply store, and that's only because we've just passed it. Fortunately, Emmy soon snaps her fingers in triumph.
That's it. There's a tea shop nearby. We could have some tea and dry out, no problem.
That doesn't sound like a bad idea. Great, you know where it is?
No.
Emmy nods, looking fairly confident.
Sure do. I think. But it'll be an adventure either way, right?
Adventure, huh? Well, I suppose we could use a little adventure. I think as long as we get out of the rain, I'll be happy. The picnic basket is a little lighter now, at least. Lead on. Rin and I follow Emmy as she weaves through the streets with something approaching confidence.
Now, a left here. There, the Shanghai.
Emmy beams triumphantly as she points to the tea shop. It seems fairly crowded inside, a symptom of the sudden rain, I'm sure.
Welcome. Can I?
I'm surprised to find out that our waitress is none other than Yuko. She sure looks the part in her uniform. It's hard to believe that this is the same librarian from our school. Does she work 2 jobs? I guess that must be it.
Oh, it's you.
Yuko seems to know Emmy. Emmy grins brightly, pleased to be remembered.
Hey, Yuko.
Hi, Yuko. I didn't know you worked here too.
Do I know you? You seem awfully familiar, but I don't think I've ever seen you in here.
We met at your other job at the Yamaku Library, remember? Her eyes widen in memory.
Yeah, that's it. Nice to see you again. Oh no, this is bad. I should have remembered a customer's face. I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry.
Yuko goes from realization to panic in a split second, performing a series of high-speed bows, and narrowly avoid getting headbutted in the process. Oh, hey, calm down. Listen, I wasn't a customer when we first met. In fact, I hadn't even been to the Shanghai, so it's alright. Not the best display of logic, but it seems to relax her a little.
Do you really think so?
Yeah, I'm sure. Positive. Isn't that right, girls? Ladies. Emmy has been watching this whole little drama unfold with considerable amusement.
Yep, it sure is. Well, okay. So, Yuko, got room to seat us?
Yuko nods and leads us to a corner booth, providing with some small towels before taking our order.
What will you have? Cake and some tea too, I guess. What kind of cake? Surprise me.
Yuko looks uncomfortable at the thought of surprising anyone, but she gives a nod and turns to Rin.
And for you?
I'll take a straw. My feet are all wet.
Sorry?
The drinking kind of straw. One, please. Yuko's obviously uncertain of what to think about this. She fiddles with her pen and stationery for a moment, looking like she's about to cry before turning in my direction.
And you, sir?
Just tea, I think. No coffee? Hisao? What is this? Turn of events. Emmy would probably yell at me if I ordered cake, but she ordered cake.
Aw, come on, Hisao. Don't let me be the only one with food. I feel like a pig.
Just trying to eat healthy. Your orders, after all.
Well, today is your day off. You can be healthy tomorrow.
Well, then I suppose I'll have some cake after all. Yuko seems slightly irritated that I'm changing my mind.
What kind?
I glance at Emmy again and grin. Surprise me.
She's like, I fucking hate you guys.
Yuko sighs and nods.
Very well, your order will be out soon.
Despite the crowd, our order does indeed arrive quickly. Goodness.
Thanks, Yuko.
Yuko nods in appreciation.
This is a different guy than usual, isn't it?
What? Different guy? What is she talking about? Emmy must notice my confusion because she seems a little embarrassed.
What? Oh, yeah, I guess he is. This is my friend Hisao.
We've met.
Huh, small world. Well, let me know if you need anything.
that, Yuko takes off like a shot to wait on some other tables, leaving me to ponder her comment. Different guy, huh? I guess it makes sense, right? Emmy's pretty popular, so I've been told. It's probably that kid from the track team. This is stupid. I can just ask Emmy. So what's this other guy, huh? You got a secret lover or something? Emmy laughs again, only I get the feeling it's from nervousness as much as anything else.
It's just the track team captain. He likes coming down here after practice sometimes. So if we have anything to discuss, I tag along.
Sounds mighty suspicious to me. That's because you're insecure. Oh, I see. I could let the matter drop, but I can't resist at least getting another dig in. So it is a secret lover. I knew it! Green watches our play, seeming mildly amused before muttering something that I don't quite catch. Yeah, anyway. What? Huh? Rin jerks back from wherever her mind wandered off to. Huh? What did you just say? Huh? No, before that. No idea. Oh well. Okay. I let the matter drop, but I can't help but notice that Emmy seems relieved that Rin interrupted the conversation. Maybe I was a little too far. Conversation dies down for a moment as Emmy and I busy ourselves with cake. Mine is strawberry and surprisingly good.
Emmy, you fucking monster! You stole some of my cake. I'm fucking killing you now. You can say goodbye to your arms. I'm cutting them off.
Emmy seems to think so too, as she suddenly reaches over with her fork and steals a bit.
Thief! Pirate, there's a difference.
We're not on water!
Well, no, but there's a lot of water outside, so it still works, right? Besides, you can have some of mine. I think it's cranberry or something. Should have asked for the strawberry. I like strawberries.
Feel free to help yourself to mine if you really must. For some reason I feel compelled to add, seeing as how you've already done it once and all. Emmy sticks her tongue out at me, but that doesn't stop her from appropriating my cake. I try some of hers as well. It's raspberry. Pretty good. The rain's let up. It would appear that Reen is correct. Good timing too. I finished my food and it looks like Emmy has as well. Well, we better pay and get a move on before it starts raining again. Stab. It takes a few minutes to get Yuko's attention, but we pay and get out pretty quickly.
So, do you want to return to the park?
My jaw nearly drops. Are you kidding? It's probably going to rain again. In fact, I think I just felt some raindrops.
You may be right. Well, okay. I'll let you off the hook this time. But you owe me a picnic now, got it?
I don't know if she's addressing me, Rin, or both of us. Fine, fine.
Now hurry up. I wanted to get some laps in down the track and it would be nice to do it without the rain.
Thought this was your day off.
Well...
Emmy suddenly seems reluctant to explain herself.
I need the practice. And I need to burn off that cake anyway.
Why do I get the feeling that she's leaving something out? Are you sure? It wasn't that much cake.
No, it wasn't that much cake for you. I ate most of it.
She's got a point there. Still, I feel like I should at least offer to run with her. Yeah, I mean, you could go with her, just don't run. You can walk with her. You gotta be careful, Hisao. Listen to your doctor. Hey, I'll run with you. I might as well, right? Emmy shakes her head emphatically.
No, you won't, Hisao. Rest is critical for you, remember? I won't allow you to push yourself too hard.
I guess she's better at giving advice than taking it. Whatever you say, Emmy. I think it's probably best not to press the issue. As we approach the girls' dormitory, it starts to rain again. Emmy's expression sours slightly.
Oh man. Stupid rain.
Hey, it'll let up soon enough. You can go running then, right? Emmy snorts, seemingly amused.
Like I'm not going to run in the rain?
Well, you shouldn't. You could catch a cold. Emmy waves her hand airily.
Ridiculous. I don't get colds. I get warms. My immune system is far too strong for something like that.
I can't help but laugh. Well, I'll see you tomorrow then, okay?
Yeah. Thanks for coming. Oh, and for carrying the picnic basket. I'll bring it for lunch tomorrow. We can have our picnic on the roof.
Sounds good to me. See you then. Emmy grabs the basket from me and shoots through the door. Rin gives me a sort of half nod and ambles inside as well. Damn, it's wet out here. I needed to get back to my room and into some dry clothes. I'm soon in front of my door, but I am intercepted by a sudden appearance of Kenji, who appears to be carrying a stack of books. Hey man, give me a hand, would you? Huh? The books are unceremoniously dumped into my arms as Kenji fumbles with his room key. Thanks, you're a lifesaver. If you weren't around, I'd have to keep my door unlocked, and that'd just be begging for trouble. Perfect opportunity to set up an ambush, or maybe just plant a bomb if they don't want to get their hands too dirty. Probably don't. Afraid they'll break a nail or something if they have to stab me. Women. If they have to stab you, I don't think they give a fuck about breaking a nail. They might stab you with their nails.
Slices like daggers.
My mind thinks about digesting.
I'm being assaulted.
My mind thinks about digesting the verbal torrent that's just been unleashed, but elects to remain comfortably in the dark. Huh. Anyway, where have you been, man? I could have used some help carrying these back from the library. I knocked on your door, but you weren't there. Oh, sorry, I was having a life. Not really, you appear to think I'm some kind of pack mule. I was out with Emmy and Rin. Kenji staggers back in shock. It looks like I just shot his dog if he had a dog. The limbless ladies again? What'd you do this time? Well, we wound up at the Shanghai. I'm prevented from continuing by a sudden exclamation of despair. The Shanghai? Why the Shanghai? No, man. You can't just go to damn Shanghai. It's the most dangerous place in the city. A veritable stronghold of their best agents. I know. I've met them. They'll stop at nothing to lull you into a false sense of security, and then BAM! He hits his door for emphasis. Wallet's gone. Bus pass, gone. Identity, fucking gone, man. Promise me you won't go there again. He seems so vehemently opposed to the idea of the Shanghai that I'm willing to lie a little in order to get to my room. Sure, I won't go there again. Or at least I won't ever tell you I've gone there again. This seems to mollify my bespectacled friend. Good. Sorry to come on so strong, but I know the danger there too well to let you just wander into the lion's den again. You got out of there alive once, but twice is pushing it. Well, I need to get changed and do homework, so I'll see you later. Huh? Sure, whatever. I suddenly remember that I'm still holding his books. You'd better take these. I catch a glimpse of one of the titles, something about cryptography. What a freak! Kenji grabs his precious cargo from me and disappears through his doorway. I open my own door and walk in, grateful to get out of my soaking wet clothes. The rain outside picks up, and I find myself hoping that Emmy Emmy's not out running in this weather. She seemed so adamant about doing the run alone. I can't help but wonder if her leg's still bothering her. I try to remember whether or not I've seen her limping at all today, but I can't. Guess I was too caught up in enjoying the day, even if it did rain on us. And I think back over the events of today, I keep finding myself focusing on my running partner. Her complete refusal to allow the rain to spoil her plans was incredibly cute, and there was something else there too. Sort of an unflappable attitude when it comes to enjoying the day as it comes. I really like that quality. Maybe I need to do a little of that myself.
Beep beep. Beep beep. Beep beep. Beep beep.
Oh, no beep beep. Sound of my alarm brings me out of my dream involving pirates and some other stuff I can't really remember. Okay,
I am actually going to leave it there. I think um we went to the Shanghai. Kenji is in this route a lot so far. Kind of weirding me out. I feel like we've seen him like every episode. I don't really like this turn of events. I would like him to go away. And hopefully we will not see him in the next video.